Hey everybody, this is Dirty Mike D with Fat Guy Gaming, and I would like to welcome everybody to my little short video presentation of destroyers and their core role. Just a general overview of the destroyer class and what I believe personally is its core roles, just overall general new player roles in World of Warships Legends. And in order to do that, the very first thing I need to go over is the core mechanic for this game. I believe I need to go over one of the basic core mechanics of this game. This game basically boils down to a game of rock, paper, and scissors. With rock being the battleships, paper being the destroyers, and scissors being the cruisers. All things equal and all skill levels equal, all in general, most of the time, a battleship will be defeating a cruiser pretty handily, a destroyer will be defeating a battleship pretty handily, and a cruiser will destroy a destroyer pretty handily. Now, skill level tips the scales of fate into one way or another, plus this is a team game, so it doesn't matter how good of a destroyer you are. If you're all by yourself and your team's abandoned you, there's a good chance you won't get the kill on a battleship if you're getting focus fired. But, like I said, all things being equal, this is a game of rock, paper, scissors. Now, as a destroyer, you have a few roles that you generally perform. It changes a little bit by class or by a nation line and everything. There are some nations that do things better than others. Just torpedo boats in the Japanese line are generally better at long distance stealth torping, and gunboats are in the American line are a little bit better at gunboating, and then their smoke and don't have quite the range on their torpedoes. The Russian torpedoes are super short range, but they're very fast boats with decent guns. French have no smokes for the most part, except for one ship, the Aigle. But they have really good guns, and they have reloads on their guns so they can rapidly fire. But no matter what, just generally, these ships have a very low concealment compared to cruisers and battleships. Like I said, Japan, their ships can get down in some cases 4.4 kilometers, where the Russians, some ships have a hard time getting down past 5.9. So you got to know these things, and that's why the very first thing I can tell you with these ships, and with any ship really in this game, you need to go to your ship options, upgrades and loadouts, and page over to your stats. And you need to find out what the stats are on your ship so that you can run it correctly. This is my Isokazi. It has a 4.2 kilometer detection by sea. That's very important to know. Everything else is fine. It's good to know it. But on destroyers, your concealment, you live or die by that. That is your only armor in this game. You are not bouncing shells very often. You are not going to outgun a lot of bigger boats. Your shield in your armor is your concealment. And there's other factors that go into it also, but basically, you need to know that. That's your most important stat on these boats to know. With that said, class roles are very important with these ships. I believe you need to be able to spot, you need to be able to perform a lot of base controlling, and you are also going to be tasked with the strategic removal of threats. This means something to the effect of it's not always your job to go for the kill. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Number one, spotting. You have such a low detection that you will see most ships before they see you. Other destroyers not quite taken into account. With this ship, I don't believe with this Isokazi at 4.2 kilometers, I'm not being outspotted by anything in this game. That's another destroyer, definitely battleships, definitely cruisers. So you need to use that concealment to show your team where the enemy destroyers, enemy battleships, and enemy cruisers are. This brings me to my second point. check the enemy list as the game starts to count down to the beginning. You need to know what you're up against. You need to know the enemy's concealment possibilities. Do they have another Isakazi that could spot you at the same range? Or are they in a boat that only has 5 or 6 kilometers concealment, and you're going to be able to spot him way before he sees you? This will matter because when you're trying to push bases and take bases, you'll know if you're going to be outspotted and be able to get away, or if going in there is just going to get you spotted and gunboated down. So, first thing I do, start of every match, check your enemy list, know your stats, and if you can know your enemy stats, that helps a lot too. But, anyway, back to spotting. Most of these ships have smokes. So you're spotting, you're trying to find enemies before they find you so that your battleships in the back and your cruisers can support you. All based in theory, of course. You're not going to be very much use if you get spotted because you didn't know your concealment. Now you're having to use your smoke. You're in your smoke, and guess what? You cannot spot from inside your smoke. It's useless. You're blind, unless someone else is spotting for you. And then you're not doing your role. Someone else is doing your role. Do not use your smoke and sit in your smoke if you are the only one on your flank spotting. You are not helping anybody. You are just sitting there, useless. Do not put your smoke where it obscures friendly boats from seeing the enemy. There's a few places on a few maps where there's islands. You go in there, you bust a smoke through there trying to hide in your concealment. You're in your smoke, you're not spotting. Your battleships and cruisers are behind you. They can't see through your smoke. They're not spotting. It's stupid. Stop shooting. Get your concealment back down. Get out of your smoke and get to spotting. Don't use your guns. It brings your concealment all the way up to your artillery range. If you got 4.2 kilometers, you have a green circle around your boat on the minimap. If you're spotted, someone's within that 4.2. You should be able to see them. Always know your concealment, know how far it's reaching. That way when you're spotted, you got a good idea where boats are. That also brings me to, this is important early game, but it's really important late in the game. When you're searching for people, your battleships need someone to shoot at. They're just trolling around, they got those big guns, not shooting at anything because they can't see nothing. Get out there, spot, only shoot when you have to. Number 2, base control. You are faster, you can't be seen. Get in there, either get a base unless you're afraid it's being and contest a base. If you see the enemy abandon another base, get over there, take the base. Okay? You see a base starting to turn red. If you can get behind an island where you can't be shot, contest the base. This is a team game. You win on points. You win on kills. Contest the base. You can if they have a base, you can get in it and stop them from getting points while you're contesting the base. Just how it works. What you can also do is, let's say they abandoned C point and all went B and A. Take C. Force them to come over there and contest the base. You'll split their group up. Maybe it's a battleship that's stupid, and now you can get torps on something, rock, paper, scissors, and take them out. Maybe it's late in the game, they've got 2 out of the 3 points, but all that's left is a battleship, a couple battleships, and you're the last destroyer. Go around, take the bases. They should never see you. You should be able to maybe flip the game. Sometimes there's more than that. I saw a guy the other day get a solo warrior, which is winning when there's more than, I think, 4 people left, and it was just him, all by himself, because he contested the capture of the base. It's very, very important to do this. When you're contesting a base, don't shoot your guns. If they shoot you, they're going to reset the base. And you're small, your engine goes out almost every shot. Let's just be honest. Strategic threat removal. You would think as a destroyer, I told you that you should be able to take out battleships, rock, paper, scissors. Yes, you should be able to take out battleships relatively easy in most torpedo boats. Some of the Russians aside because of the shortness of their torpedoes. But you sell out, you can still do it. You need to be opportunistic. Your guns against battleships, other than HE, are kind of worthless. Yeah, there's some American AP at higher level that can trash battleships at short range, but for the most part, you have to be really opportunistic when you shoot, because it destroys your concealment and you're a big red flag to everyone on the map to shoot. Like I said, your shield's your stealth. You got to be opportunistic. You see a cruiser about 6.5 clicks out. Yeah, if he's one shot, maybe 2 salvos worth, and he's broadside, take him out. Get his guns off the board. Get yourself, stop firing, get back in concealment. Don't do it if it's going to get you taken out. You see a battleship that's left alone, no unabated to the quarterback, you can get to him. Go get rid of him. Use your concealment. Don't launch your torps at 11 kilometers just because you can launch your torps at 11 kilometers. Get in a good position. Get within a safe distance where you have a high probability of taking out a battleship, and remove him from the game. A dead ship can't shoot back. Until he's under the waves, he is still dangerous. Enemy DDs. A lot of times you don't get much support in this game. Everyone has their own agenda. Someone may be going for starting fire. Someone may be trying to get caps. Someone may just not know how to play the game. Maybe he's a 7-year-old kid playing. You come up against another DD, unless you're guaranteed a torpedo shot, you need to gun them down. HE is the best thing for these ships to gun down destroyers. I'm not saying not to use your torpedoes, but I've killed many enemy destroyers who are trying to get a torpedo off on me, which is a low percentage shot, and I stuck to my guns and just took them out. It's 5 to 10, maybe 15 seconds of free shots. I'm not saying don't shoot your torpedoes, but use your guns. That's what they're there for. Even the Mitsuki, with the worst 2 guns of a destroyer in the game, can defend itself if he's wily enough. Sometimes it's all you got. And one of the last things I want to say about that is, if you see a cruiser, generally tier 6 and under, broadside, and you're in your destroyer, if you use AP, you will be able to citadel that most likely. Too many people try to just shoot torpedoes while they're running away from cruisers, or shoot HE at them, which, I mean, it's better than nothing. But if you focus on the citadel of that ship with your AP, you can usually wreck. Watch any of my Ohotnik videos, you'll see it happen. Gavenny can do it. Benson's can definitely do it. So, I mean, it's something you got to learn how to do. You are too important to the team to throw yourself away just to remove one battleship. At the end of the game, destroyers become super vital. So you have no business at the back of the map where your torpedoes are useless, where your guns are out of range, where your concealment's useless. You are not artillery. Get in there, use your concealment to wiggle in and out of places, contest those caps, and you will find your destroyer abilities are definitely useful. There will be videos coming after this where I talk more specifically about specific lines in their specialties, like the Japanese stealth torping line, the French gunboats, the anti-DD capabilities of some of the English cruisers, the short-range gunboat abilities of the Russians. You know, those will be coming later, but right now I just want to do a basic, what I think destroyers should be doing that will help increase your chances of turning the tide. Thank you.